do this if we weren't fans, you know, and I don't want to say, you know, let's put it this way. We do a lot of work, whether it's you know, prepping for podcasts or, you know, sourcing, you know, our reports or, you know, pouring hours into our columns and, you know, securing interviews. There's a lot of things that we do because we love the genre. We love being, you know, we love reporting on entertainment. We love reporting on TV. And there are some people who will classify what we do as quote-unquote hobbies. And it's not a hobby because, and I've said this before privately, but the fact of the matter is, if it were a hobby, it'd be a very expensive hobby because there's a lot of cost that goes into what it is that we do. And so are we Entertainment Weekly? No, we're not Entertainment Weekly. Are we, you know, TV Line? No, we're not. But we were the first live daily podcast that covered soap operas, you know, and that was your baby. You know, you brought me into that. We started off as the Jersey guys. You know, this is something that we love doing, and we get excited when we get to talk to our favorite actors and actresses because we are just, you know, like you know, we get happy, we get excited, and if we didn't, then we shouldn't do it because I feel like if you can't be happy that you get to talk to your favorite, if you can't be happy, you know, when you interact with someone, yeah, we might do it because it's part of our, you know, our jobs or whatever, but we still love it, and that's important because if you don't love it, then you shouldn't be doing it. You know, if it becomes a chore for you,
I get nervous. After all these years of doing this, I get nervous and still doing this and talking to people I love, and especially those who I talked to numerous times. I still get jumpy. I still start sweating. My palms sweat. My forehead sweats. It's just the mere fact of me talking to somebody who I adore, who I've watched for so many years, and I love them to pieces for what they're able to do with their characters, plural. As you said, if I didn't love what they did, if I didn't love what they were putting onto the screen, I wouldn't be doing this. I shouldn't be doing this. And as you said, there's a lot that goes into this that most don't know about. And we don't bring them to the forefront because, one, they don't need to know what goes on into trying to put this all together. But two, we want to make this happen because we love what we do. And a lot of people don't understand that. We are in it because of the love. We are not in it just to get recognition. We're in it because we love it. We are here supporting it. This is what we want to do and enjoy doing it. So those that love to clap back at us for that mere reason that we are just doing it just to garner attention, please sit down. You haven't been in this ride long enough to know. So I'm just putting that out there. We love these actors and actresses who put in this tremendous amount of work. We appreciate everything that you do, and we thank you for that. If you weren't here for us, obviously we wouldn't be here talking about you right now. So thank you again. And these nominations are for you. This award ceremony is for you, to honor you. So thank you. We got another category to get to. We actually got a couple more. We are now in the younger actor part of the categories right now. We have Nicholas Bechtel.
I have a lot to say.
I'm sure you do, and I can't wait for it. Nicholas Bechtel from General Hospital. Brian Craig from General Hospital. Max Eric from The Young and the Restless. Pearson Faudet from The Bold and the Beautiful. And Taquan Richmond from General Hospital. Go, because I know you got a lot.
So I'm going to put it like this.
Put it like this.
I feel like things come to those who don't necessarily openly crave it, okay? And I feel like there are this is an interesting category for a couple of different reasons. Max Eric is one of my favorite actors in daytime. I love supporting the outside work that he does. He was great on the CBS series Under the Dome. He's done, some work on Nickelodeon and things like that. He's a great young actor who doesn't get stories written for him. But he still shows up when his schedule allows for it. He still gives his all. And I respect that about him. Nicholas Betchel, plays a very precocious character. In Spencer, I know a lot of people were very annoyed by the overabundance and the overuse of Spencer. It kind of became like a running gag that was beat into the ground. But his performances were really good. He's a little kid, and his performances were really good. He, did what he's supposed to do. He acted, and it made for Think Television. Pearson Faudet, loved him before joining B&B. A just gorgeous person, aesthetically gorgeous soul. Great work in Naomi and Eli's The No Kiss List. He's done some great work. He's been great as Thomas. There's a lot of stuff that he can choose from. Taquan Richmond, severely underutilized, does not get any of the focus that he should be getting. There was that brief flash in the pan targeting story that really wasn't a story, but more kind of a throwaway episode thing. I don't even know what the hell that was, but there's the guy who hustles, works hard, keeps his head down low, doesn't bitch, doesn't complain, he's unproblematic. He's our unproblematic fave, let's put it that way. And he's a guy who still shows up and does his job and does it well, even though he doesn't have a lot to work. And wants to work. And doesn't get the opportunity to. And then, there's Brian Craig, who plays a character who, is complex and should have the sympathy of the audience, but it doesn't. That's because Morgan is written as, I don't want to curse, but he's an F-boy. He's a douchebag. Morgan is a douchebag. And it makes it hard to root for the character. Brian's acting is, and I'm going to say something that's probably going to go against what a lot of people want me to say, but the fact of the matter is I like Brian's acting. I don't really have an issue with it. My biggest issue with Morgan is the way that they write the character. I think that when Brian is focused on his performances, he does well. I think that he works well opposite his co-stars, and though he is problematic at more times than not, I can separate that because there's a lot of people who are problematic that y'all love that you have no idea the type of problematic things that they do, either behind the scenes or whatever. So, taking what do we call it? What do we used to call it? The group think out of it. Taking the group think out of it. I feel like this. I lost my train of thought because I was really trying to be PC. But I don't know. I don't know what I was going to say. I lost my train of thought in the process of trying not to be snarky. But I have a favorite in this category. His name is Max Eric. I want him to win. If he doesn't win, then Taquan Richmond. I want him to win. If he doesn't win, then I want Pearson Faudet to win. That's all I have to say.
This category, is another tough one because it was just the younger categories tend to be the tough one. The younger actress one honestly was tough for different reasons because we actually had some great talent in here. It always seemed to be problematic between the guys. And it's always because of the fact that there's lack of material to choose from. I mean, Max Eric, I love the guy to death. I said so earlier online that I think he's a great actor. I love his work. I loved his work on Under the Dome. But it was very hard for me to remember the fact that he had material in 2015, and that was the cabin story with the drugging. So it was just the mere fact that I had to remember that he was on for a brief millisecond for him to be nominated in this category. and he did fine with that little piece of work, but it was just difficult for me to even remember that he was able to be eligible to be nominated. Taquan Richmond, same respect. He's an actor who was completely and utterly underused, and he's one that's wanting to work with any type of thing, and he should be given any type of thing on that show. Granted, obviously I want it to be good material that he should have, but he should have more than what he's been giving, and again, that's been absolutely nothing. I would love to see more of him. I would love to see more interaction between him and Jordan, played by Vanessa Antoine, and the other characters on the show, Curtis and Andre. I'm like, they can have more interaction there, more interaction with Molly, but it's just that we're not getting that. I don't know if it's just because they really don't know what to do with the character of TJ, but they could do a lot more than what they had been giving him. I mean, if they could give him a job at the hospital for all I know. I mean, there's obviously something for this young guy to do. It's a young guy. He can be shown having a job somewhere. Something happens from that point. But there is more that they could do for him. I would like him to take it home. I do, but it's just I just feel bad that there is really a lack of material to give him. Pearson Fode, great recast for that role. Wonderful recast of that role. He came in, stepped into that role seamlessly, and was able to act opposite of all those incredible actors, John McCook, Lindsay Godfrey, Jacob Young, all of them. He really did a fantastic job coming in here and making that role his own. He had some great stuff to choose from. I'm very happy for him that he got this nomination. He definitely deserves it. Brian Craig, and here's the thing with Brian Craig. I do think the character of Morgan is a pissant. And unfortunately, that's because of the writing for the character. I think that the character is a pissant. Brian plays it well. And I'm going to emphasize on what you said. In spite of how a lot of people feel about the character on the show, I do think that his acting choices have been good. There are some things I do think should be tweaked down a bit, but there have been some instances where it fit the script because of what he was given. And that's why I think it worked, because how he was being written was that of a pissant, and he played it very well. So I think that they gave him something different to play off of with a different kind of edge. I would like to see that for him, but honestly, what he's given, he's doing well. So that's what I have to say about that. I think that out of all the people who I would like to see take it, would I like to see Pearson take it? Of course. Would I like to see Max take it? Sure. But I think I would put my money on Pearson, most likely. If not, then I would like Taquan to take it. But honestly, I think Brian Craig would have the winning votes for this. This is not me choosing. This is me saying that I have a feeling that they're going to vote for him.
Yes.
Just my 2 cents,
So next
y'all.
category.
Just my 2 cents, everybody.
Outstanding guest performer in a drama series. You have Anna Maria Hodgford as Vivian Avant with Bold and Beautiful. I don't even know how to pronounce his name, dude.
Oba Babatunde.
As Julius Avant from The Bold and Beautiful. Adam Ledbetter as Dr. Malcolm from Days of Our Lives. Dee Wallace as Patricia Spencer. The Blink and You Missed It Spencer from last year's Awful Fluke storyline. And Frank Runyon as Angel from The Young and the Restless.
Can you just give the awards to Anna Marie Horsford and Oba Babatunde just right now?
Right.
Give it to them.
Can they tie? Well, there was a tie last year, right? Can they tie?
Three-way tie last year.
Give it to Anna and Oba, basically, because they
Absolutely. Just give them all the
Julius?
awards. All the awards. Be like Oprah. You get an award. You get an award. You get an award. Everybody gets an award. Just give it to them. Seriously, just give it to them. They were really outstanding in those roles on that show. Just give it to them. There's nothing else to say here. Just give them the award. Give it to them.
If you guys subscribe to CBS Access, which is the on-demand CBS.com thing that gives you episodes going back to a year, you guys have to look up the work that he did when he confronted when Julius confronted Maya and the influence that she was on Nicole. His just speechless performance at Rick and Maya's wedding.